Well, trading is closed on the 4th of December 2023. We'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, make some predictions. It's my trading plan for Tuesday, December 5, 2023. It's my plan. I can change it. I can be dead wrong. Any trade you make should be made at your own risk. Said today's pattern had the early high, which it did, and tomorrow should also have the early high. We had a target 45.72.75. We said if we didn't gap up smartly, that was the call. It did immediately. It's a price of support resistance. Here there's resistance right at the number. This was a breakout over a consolidation. We said all the bulls had to do was confirm it by trading 1 cent past Friday's close, but that never happened. So that break out over the consolidation doesn't count. During the day, MEJT said ultimately lower price of the print. That's low enough. System also said it was false. We get a higher target too, and we did. One of the characteristics of the system is it can generate both higher and lower targets from the same pattern. Well, this pattern normally closes near its low. When it doesn't close near its low, it's a bullish pattern. But time doesn't run out until tomorrow's open. Right now, that's a bullish pattern, but if we open down here, that's the normal high to low pattern. And let's see how likely that is. I don't know, there's just one way to count this, but from this high, you can count a clear 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if you count the wave up, and that's an ABC, and that's 61.8% for C, A is right at the 100. So that doesn't mean that's the only count. But there is a count with 5 waves down and 3 waves up. It's one of the places it could complete. And if there isn't 5 waves down, I mean, from a high, I mean, how can you count it? Maybe there's a way. So far, we've been playing ping pong between these two trend lines. If you can play ping pong here for a long time, and I think eventually we'll go higher, that doesn't mean you can't go lower first. And if you do break out of this trend line, it'll probably be by gapping. So if you do get today's normal pattern and gap under this low, that's a breakout of the trend line. Hasn't happened yet. Maybe it won't. But if we do break down here, it's pretty negative. Number of ways to look at this. This is a broadening top formation on the 5-minute chart. Now those things don't have a very good track record if you ask me. Normally this lower trend line holds and we go up. But if we do gap under this, I would look at this trend line for a support. Now if that support breaks, we can go lower. But that's the next place I look. Now this is a pattern of mine called the diamond on stilts. It's not part of the MEJT system. It's not part of the MEJT system. It's just one of my other patterns. Here's your stilt. Here's your stilt. Half a diamond's enough. That's half a diamond. Here's the origin of the left stilt. Here's the first test of the origin of the left stilt. That's support. Now when you hit this close together, I just count it as the first test. So if you do break through this tomorrow, you can make the case if it's close enough that it's still the first test. But this line is support resistance. And if we gap over it, make that under it. If we gap under it and this holds, that's a break of support. And usually the second test of the origin of the left stilt, if it breaks, it doesn't have to break, but if it breaks in grand style. Now I don't know how we'll open tomorrow. We could open up here for all I know. if we gap down tomorrow, especially under this, and if this falls, I mean, we could have quite a drop here. Doesn't mean it will happen. It's just something that it's likely that certainly could happen after the big rally that we've had. Tuesday's pattern has the early high, which doesn't tell us where we open. Today's normally bearish pattern didn't close near its low, and if that can be maintained at tomorrow's open, usually leads to higher prices even if we don't close higher. But there's a big but. Gapping and promptly undercutting today's low day, turns that picture on its head. We won't know until the open if that happens, but a number of things make it plausible. Sentiment indicators are on a sell. On Friday's high, we had 5 waves down, 3 waves up. We rejected a break to new highs again by closing under new highs. So if, that's an if, we gap down under today's low, we break a major trend line that we showed, we'll undercut the low of the inverted diamond on stilts pattern. And if that happens, we should have a very big decline, even though I feel we have much further to go on the upside before the rally which started in late October is over. So you got 5 waves down, 3 waves up. If you're a bull, you really want to clear this pretty fast and find some other way to count this. And if you're a bear, here's your chance not to drop the soap. Because if we gap under this, and that's entirely plausible, if we gap under this, it should lead to a very sizable drop if it isn't immediately rejected. So it's the pattern with the early high. It doesn't tell us where we open. And if we open here, it could be bombs away on the downside. Doesn't change my longer term view that we're going much higher. And that's today's call.